what I want you to write down is become the front. We're going to do a little history lesson here. First one, if you guys ever heard of an amazing chick called Amelia Earhart, she's an absolute badass and gangster of all history. She's known as being the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. But what people don't know is about 5 years before she made that trip, she had made another trip across the Atlantic, and she was hit up to become a part of it. But the way she got into it, she had always been having this dream of doing it. But when they finally called her to have a chance to go across the Atlantic, the first time she did it, they called her and was basically saying that we finally found someone to fund this trip, but we are going to have 2 other men go with you, and they are going to get paid and you will not. And by the way, you might and most likely will die from this trip. And her response to that exact thing was, let's go. 5 years later, she finally got the chance to do it solo, and she became the first person ever to do it. And this is important as we lean into this. Is the kind of the idea that we're creating, is that I want us to lean into challenge, lean into strife, lean into aggression, lean into innovation. Many times when you're the person who wants to lean into innovation, you want to do things that other people have not, you will consistently meet obstacles to come in front of you. The next person I want to talk about is Mr. Erwin Rommel. He was actually a general for the German military in World War II. He's largely known for success in Northern Africa. He led campaigns there and absolutely dominated. Typically, as most of us are Americans, we only hear American history, but there are some incredible people from other countries that have done incredible things. And his big thing was competitiveness. He was very aggressive. He was very much known for it. When World War II was happening, no one really wanted to take over Africa. It was a crappy place to do. It was hot. There's a lot of sandstorms in Northern Africa. Machines were constantly breaking. Water was very hard to find. And so the British military going into Africa, they acted as they felt: slow, cautious, timid. But Mr. Rommel was very aggressive. He loved this idea. He looked at military and warfare as an area to be aggressive, to play the game of it. That oftentimes in the military, the first one to action is the one who wins. They actually created the saying around him was that wherever Rommel is the front. That was his known slogan behind him. Bouncing back to Amelia Earhart, one of the things that she painted on her planes was that always think with your stick forward, which just means that if you want to make a decision, if you want to keep strategy going, you must maintain your flight speed or you crash, right? Something that she painted on it. And the kind of the message I want to talk about today is because we are in the middle of a very innovative time in our company, very innovative time in the industry and around the globe. Consumer behavior is changing forever. New technologies like AI is completely changing the way people live their lives on a day-to-day basis. We have business changes happening inside of Hemon, repositioning ourselves, restructuring ourselves, opening up new offers, taking new ground. And what I want to impress upon us is that this is why Hemon is the best place to not only work, but to also work with. That our partners trust us because we are going to be a company and a team that, among all else, we take aggressive action. We lean into it. We are the front wherever we are, whatever industry, whatever department you're in or position you have, be the front, be the person that meets the obstacle head on. That when others are timid or others are slow on AI, others are slow on testing new platforms, new campaigns, new ideas, we are the first ones to take that action. You in your department, be the first one to take action. Be aggressive. Keep your stick forward, because it's in times like this when innovation changes or either concern, the idea of I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. It's in those times that the average person will be timid, will resist the jump, resist taking the step off the ledge. But if we as a company aim to be the best for ourselves, best for our team, best for our families, and the best to our partners, our clients, we must not resist the stepping off the ledge. The best way we can do is move forward, move aggressively, move with confidence, but also understand because any step we take, we can always adapt. I want to remind us of our core values real quick here, because it is recently that we've updated them. But it's important to keep this in mind, because if we are to truly become the company that we know we can be and the company that we are, we've got to remember core values. I will post this in the advertising channel after this, just in case you want to put it on a sticky note, make it a wallpaper, whatever. But remember, the core values of Hemon is 1, competitive greatness. We are the best at what we do. 2nd, we have extreme ownership. We do not make excuses. We own our results and our decisions, knowing that we will be held accountable to them. Third, we have integrity. We practice the highest ethical standards at all times with our clients and our team members. Fourth, this is huge, agility. We plan ahead and adapt quickly to anything that comes our way. We expect changes and we thrive at adapting. And five, we are forever students. We are continuously learning and investing into ourselves. This is why Hemon is the best place for a business to work with. This is why when companies of 100 million, 200 million will come to Hemon and work with us, it is because we are the best at this. We are the best at leaning in, leaning forward. We're not suspicious whenever we think it's time to adapt our strategies, the way we run ads, the way we write copy, the way we shoot creative and edit them. We are constantly pushing the needle forward. We lean into it. Why? Because we are the front. We don't go into battles. We are the battle. The only way we have competition is if someone else wants to step up and step into our ring. But we are the fight. It's important for all of us to maintain that, to develop it, to bury it deep down into who we are, because that's how we deliver the best results for our partners and become the best company, the company we all know that we can truly be. We're not timid. We love to fight. We love to get aggressive, namely because we know that when we get aggressive, when our brains are aggressive, leaning into a punch, not leaning out, when we're leaning in, you guys produce the most incredible results I've seen. We see it all the time. If you struggle to remember it, scroll through our wins channel. That's what it's there for. And we are Hemon quality. We're not just great. We're not just a level. We are Hemon quality. Why? Because we set our own standard of excellence, because we are the front. Over the next few months, super excited. The next few months, you guys are going to see changes in how the company is branded, changes in how the company is positioned, changes in how we even communicate to the markets themselves. Why? Because we're even evolving beyond the game that we were playing last year and the year before that. We're even evolving beyond the world of direct response. We're evolving bigger, wider, and it's going to be fucking exciting. But all of this comes into play because the biggest things I see in any company, any great companies that grow really fast, is that the companies have an ability to sometimes outpace their team. I don't think that's this team. But unless you consciously understand that that is a possibility, and unless you understand that if you truly want to be the front, then you've got to keep up, then your time at Hemon might not be forever. But I don't think that's this team. And I don't think that's the faces I'm looking at on this screen. So over the next few months, as you see the positioning, as you see the differences and the changes, as you see communication come down from me, from Corey or Isaac or Steph or whoever, as you see these changes, lean into them. It's not a bad thing that when changes happen. Why does change happen? Because everything's always changing. It's always evolving. Markets are evolving. Ad platforms are evolving. The way people think, consume, and act are always evolving. And therefore, we will always be changing in how we do it. So if you have questions, ask them, but don't be afraid of it. With every change, there's new opportunity for explosive growth, not only for our company, but for you as well. And in this company, it's always been opportunity will always exist for those who take it, not who are given. That's what we got here. I know we got a bunch of killers, a bunch of people who are the front, and I'm super excited for this year. It's going to be gangster as heck. That's all I've got.